Now, whether you're hitting the road or staying at home for the holidays, you know the food is going to be good and you can enjoy yourself without feeling guilty. Here's some smart strategies from Consumer Reports Food Safety and Testing Program leader Amy Keating, who's also a registered dietitian. Now, as a dietitian, what's your first tip for eating healthier this holiday?
Well, the first thing that you should keep in mind is that, sure, the holidays are synonymous with healthy treats and healthy eating, but there's plenty of days when you're not at a party, and you need to stock your fridge with whole unprocessed ingredients that could zip up and boost the nutritional content of almost any meal. So these are things like fruits and vegetables that are prepped and washed and ready to go, pre-cooked whole grains, nuts and seeds. You want to just take those off days when you're not at a party or indulging in a treat in the office or wherever, to just kind of get back on track and offset some of that.
Okay, so you just mentioned vegetables, but my eyes get really big when I see all those starches. But why is it so important to start with veggies?
Well, the veggies will definitely help to take the edge off your appetite, okay? They're filled with vitamins, minerals, and fiber. People need more vegetables in general, and the holiday season is a great place to start. And you don't have to feel like you're relegated to, carrots and celery and that bland dip, okay? This is the time of year when there's so many vegetables that people are trying and roasting. So if you're hosting a dinner, you can make a big pot of butternut squash soup and have your guests come in and enjoy that. You can think about interesting salads. So there's plenty of things you can do, and if you put vegetables first, there'll be less room for some of the unhealthy stuff.
I love the idea of starting with that butternut squash soup. So why is staying hydrated so important?
Well, sometimes people confuse hunger and thirst. So they'll get to a party and they'll immediately head straight to the pigs in the blanket or some dips and chip. But if you can start with a glass of water or a non-sugary beverage like seltzer, that'll set you up for really a better evening. Also, if you are choosing to drink alcohol, you want to alternate with a couple of non-alcoholic things in between each drink, just to slow down your intake.
Sometimes in my family, it is buffet style, and we can get into a lot of trouble here. So why is it important to maybe taste and not necessarily eat everything?
Well, with the buffet, it's inevitable. For a big family gathering, a lot of times that's what you're going to be faced with. But if you really just kind of rethink the buffet a little bit, there is research that shows that the more variety there is, obviously the more intake there is going to be in terms of calories. But if you practice some mindful eating tips and you really take a look at the buffet and you say, you know what, I could eat a buttered roll any day of the week. Why today? What on the buffet speaks to me as holiday tradition, something I've been looking forward to that I haven't had all year? Pick 2 or 3 and then pair them with some of the more healthful sides. That way you're not going to get into the idea of just tasting everything and probably overeating.
Some people want to, earlier on in the day, skip meals so that they can really eat later. Why is fasting actually a recipe for failure?
Yeah, that approach generally backfires. If you eliminate all your calories and you head to a family dinner ravenous, you're going to overeat. Metabolically, your body actually is more primed in the morning anyway. So really, you should be eating sensibly for your breakfast and your lunch before you go to that dinner, because you'll just overeat.
One of Amy's other ideas was between the meal and dessert to actually take a walk with your family. That gives you a chance to bond with those relatives, and it also takes the brain some time to recognize what you've eaten, so you have that time to process.